guys, how are you? Joy Blogs here, and I have an interesting blog for you guys today. I have Miss Multi-Talented, Multifaceted Bodine.
Hey Joy.
How
Hey
you
everyone.
doing?
I'm fine.
Our blog today is going to be about something very interesting and something very common in the Bahamas.
Oh boy.
Yes. Our blog is going to be about number 2.
And not the party.
Yes, we're talking about girlfriend and boyfriend number 2, but we women, so we're talking about girlfriend number 2.
We don't like you, by the way.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna ask Miss Bodine herself here some questions about girlfriend number 2 and what her role is and who is this person. I mean, we want to know specifics about girlfriend number 2. Okay, so the first question I'm gonna ask Miss Bodine is to define girlfriend number 2. And hold on, not just one, because I've learned that there's 2 kinds of girlfriends number 2. There's the sweetheart who has been there for years, girlfriend number 2. And then there's the jump off who is like replaceable number 2. Could you please first describe to me sweetheart?
Sweetheart, girlfriend number 2, the other woman, that one who has another policy put out on your husband. She has a bank account that she receives money from. She is the official, I gotta go and see my girl. She has a house. I can give a couple dollars to help her build this house. She quite possibly could put out a child for me if she doesn't already have one. She is that person who's going to be there in the long term. That person who understands that her role is there to bring additional satisfaction and love and appreciation to someone else's man. Okay. You know why I could say that? You don't have the papers for that man. Okay. Now, now we talking about the jump off now.
Okay, let's say the jump off.
The jump off is that girl who is called whenever a homeboy wants some. Absolutely no strings attached. She could see whoever else she wants to see. She doesn't have any claim to anything that he owns. She is there solely for the purpose of being able to address that sexual need, or maybe even, that need to talk from time to time. But she is not a permanent fixture. She is expendable by all means. Okay, she ain't there for the long run.
So tell me something. So you're saying, can sweetheart number 1, I'm talking about the one who's there for the long haul, can she be married?
You know what? This is the Bahamas, so anything is likely. But not just the Bahamas, but sometimes they are married. And the reason for that is you don't have to make any type of commitment, between 2 married people. You have the same amount to lose if you really care about your life. And you have these, you have these extramarital affairs simply because you want something that's absolutely different. That's what it's about. Girl, we got soundtrack music.
I know, right?
I'm gonna get my Nicki Minaj on that.
Shawty,
I'm only tell you one time, you the illest.
This girl is too much. Okay, this is my next question for Miss Bodine. So tell me, what is the role? Like, I want to break down the role of. Okay, you basically described number 2, which is the jump off who gets a call every so often. He might throw a little $50 at her or whatever the case may be. But I want to know, what is the role of the official number 2? What is her role?
Rule number 1, you don't call the house. Rule number 2, you don't show up to the house. Rule number 3, you are there for sex. That's your only job. Make sure the man gets up and go home. Okay? Rule number 4, don't you be pushing out no children for that man. That's not your job. Your job is not to be pushing out children. Your job is simply there to give the man what he wants. Now, granted, these women sometimes get it wrong. Sometimes they want to be calling up the wife or the main girl. Sometimes, they want to, drop the whole "I'm pregnant" bomb on the guy. Yeah, they get out of their skin from that.
So that means that if the "I'm pregnant" bomb is dropped, that means that this girl, this sweetheart, almost feels as if, he paying her bills and everything. I'm sure there's a point in time in the relationship, especially if something's been happening for years, where they're comfortable enough to have unprotected sex in order for that to happen.
Let me tell you something. Oh boy, Joy. Let me shake my head on this one. This is me officially shaking my head. Okay? Sweetie, there's a reason why you are number 2. you are expendable. You are not supposed to be there in the long run. So if you want to let him be inside there raw dogging you, that's on you. You understand? You are not to get pregnant for this man. That's not within your rights and responsibilities as the number 2. Also, how you get there? No, Joy, seriously, how she get there?
Money. These things.
How
listen,
you get?
Bodine, when he come for her on her lunch break and they inside the car and they don't have no protection.
You
and
need to
going
know
on that time.
your role. No,
This happened, Bodine.
know your. Say it with me. Know your role. Okay. Wrap it up. You are not a long-term fixture.
So she should be carrying condoms all
She
the
should
time.
be carrying condoms, and not just for herself.
Yeah.
For the fact that if he is with you and you know you're the second girl, how you know there's not a third girl or fourth girl?
Okay.
How you know you don't have human papillomavirus?
Jeez.
How you know you don't get throat cancer? I want you to seriously think about that.
That's some real talk.
No, it's real talk, Joy. Come on.
That's serious
Joy,
talk.
this is a serious blog,
No, I understand that.
I don't think
I picked the right person for this.
This ain't a play blog, man. Joy, this is a serious blog.
Yeah.
You know how many people you could be getting sick just by not having sex with a condom on?
Yeah.
I mean, even with a condom,
But you think if she's
herpes.
sweetheart number 2 and she's the one. I talking about she been there
If
for
she was
years.
the one, she would have been there in the house with him.
Jeez.
She would have had a paper.
Wow. That's deep. So tell me something. Should number 2 get upset even after years of dating this man and possibly even having a child for him when she gets dumped?
How you get upset?
You've been with him for so long. You almost like the wifey. You almost feeling like wifey.
Joy, maybe if I say it one more time, this will resonate. You are expendable.
Okay.
Which means a dude is not leaving his wife for you. He is going to pack up and leave when he is ready. Okay, when he gets tired of you, when the demands that you are placing on his life are far too much for what he is already committed to. You are just an extra. What do you do? Like when you have too much of something and you realize that you can't maintain all of it.
Wow.
No, come on, Joy, answer the question.
But suppose
No,
you
answer
have a child for him.
Joy, answer the question.
Chances are, you can pack it up and
Chances are,
throw it in the garbage.
snip, snip, snip,
Wow.
snip. Hold on, maybe I should do it this way. Snip, snip.
Wow.
Snip, snip,
But
snip.
some women out there, they thinking because they've been the sweetheart for so long, they have the right.
This
They
is your
have the
vocabulary
right.
for today. Expendable equals not permanent. You have no rights. If you decided that you wanted to be number 2, then you need to go inside this relationship understanding that he does not have any commitment to you. He's not responsible for you. If he has a child with you, then that's a different story. Y'all take it to court.
Yeah.
Take it to court. He have a child for you? Take it to court. Seriously. That's the long and short of it.
So I
Don't
guess
be counting bad on this man's job. You lay down with him.
Yeah.
You decided to push out a whole child. You got pregnant. Okay, fine. Granted, the responsibility is for both people. But at the same time, you need to understand that you was in error cheating with this man because he's already married.
Okay.
Okay? He already has
So you
somebody
shouldn't have
beside-
no expectations from
You
him.
shouldn't have any expectations. How you could have an expectation when you already agreed to be number 2? 2 is not a winner.
Wow. Because I was
In the
about to
worst
ask
scenario.
you. I was about to ask you a question that basically you answered. So I was gonna be like, should number 2 ever feel or get that little urge to say to him, you know what? I think I should be number 1.
What? On behalf of women in relationships and women who are married everywhere who have this issue, who have a problem with this, who have not agreed to being in an open relationship, you know what, I'm gonna date somebody today, you just let me know what's going on, right? For all of you women out there, sweetie, and this is for number 2 who wants to be number 1, right? Sweetie, your vocabulary is expendable. How many times have we used this word today?
I know.
It is expendable.
I think I'm
You don't have the right to request that. If you wanted somebody that was going to take care of you and love you and be committed to you, you should have gone out and found yourself your own boyfriend. Like someone who's not committed to anybody else. And then you could have pushed out a whole child for him too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying. This is sense. It's sense, right?
Yeah, makes
Okay.
sense. So tell me something. I want to close up with this. Please tell me what are the don'ts of number 2? Things that you are off limit to do that you shouldn't even think about doing. Even if your man is to take advantage of, you still should not do these things because you are still number 2. What are the don'ts of number 2?
You need to be Okay, no, this is a do. Okay, the do is be respectful to this man's woman. That woman who has the license and the insurance and all of those different things that come along with marriage and those types of relationships. You need to be respectful. Number 2, you don't go making no scene on nobody's job, trying to get all emotional. We all know you did not agree to be the one to be emotional. Number 3, you can't be standing up there trying to attack the wife. You going to jail. Do you realize that the law actually protects the wife? You imposing on this woman relationship, her livelihood, her husband. You wrong. Okay? Don't be pushing out no children for men that not your husband. And I know that may seem like some really, really arrogant or I would say outdated type of thing to do, right? But seriously,
a lot of sweethearts have a lot of children for they.
Man don't keep children. You have a whole lot of very responsible single fathers out there, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about people who are in these relationships. Think about it. You could be up there taking care of this child 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You still have to go to work, okay? You don't have nobody to mind the child. You're going to be there all night with the child. So stop pushing out children for husbands that ain't your husband. I mean, come on, man. This thing go with sense. All right? If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, if you love somebody enough to want to be number 2, you have to love yourself more in order to find somebody that is going to love you and you will be number 1 and only.
Okay.
Alpha and Omega of that relationship. Go love yourself. Love yourself. Stop loving these men who only think of you as somebody to get a little bit of sex from.
Wow. Okay. I think that was a basic synopsis of everything that I asked for. And this was the perfect person to address this. You see, she's on my Twitter, and if you're not on Twitter, you're not serious.
B242 on Twitter, by the way.
Yeah. She put that in. 242 Joy Blogs. Joy Blogs.
Check out Joy's column in Stylezine magazine.
Woo.
It's called The Joys of Sex.
Joys of Sex.
This is a shameless plug right here. If y'all missed the first one, you need to go read that. That is awesome.
It was real talk.
It was real talk.
It was real talk.
I can appreciate the real talk. Like, this is real talk. You don't have a whole lot of people willing to address issues like this. I can't wait for the next one.
This has been Bodine, aka B, Miss Radio Personality, Miss Musician, Intoxicated. I thank you so much for coming to my blog.
Thank you so much for having me, Joy. It's been fun. This is fun. This is girl talk.
I know.
This is what we really talk about, to be honest with you.
Everybody, I thank you so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see your comments on this.